Hello, everybody. Hope you had your dinner for the evening. It's 8:30, and very happy for some of you who are joining me today. Um, for those of you who are new to this, welcome to Experiencing Life with Chris. Um, this session is designed to help as many people as possible to discover, their true path, their unique path to wealth creation, so that they can live their life that they truly desire, so that they can spend time to do the things they love, to spend time with the people they love, right? So to me, I've this is my fourth episode. I've done the 3 rounds of this, and um, I'm going to start off with nobody watching this. In fact, I see that there are more and more people joining in as time goes by. This is really encouraging. Um, in fact, I'm happy to share that recently, I just do it as a side project of my own. I set aside half an hour to an hour every week, to do some research on some of the topics that I have in mind. So I put in place a series of topics to cover, primarily on two things. Okay, one is to focus on the ability to create wealth, to be financially independent, to be retired early as fast as possible. In fact, there are a lot of people that I know personally who have built their first million, who have become financially free a lot earlier. Some of them in their 20s. I only achieved it in my late 30s. Again, better late than never. Who's there to compare, right? Who's there to keep score? End of the day, as long as you are living the life you truly desire, and to me is to be something that's meaningful. Um, so the thing is that a lot of times people say that money is not everything. Fair enough, right? Having said that, while money is not everything, everything costs money. So if you ask me, is it possible to live life to the fullest? Is it possible to experience life to the fullest without a foundation of a solid financial well-being and cash flow? I think it's really tough, right? To me, how happy can you be when you can't afford to pay bills? How happy can you be when you are unable to give the life, a better quality of life to your loved ones, right? So, end of the day, while money is not everything, right, it's important to make sure that you have the solid foundation of money so that you can focus on the absolute freedom above that responsibility to live your life to the max. So I'm very happy to say that recently I received a text from somebody who have Facebook messaged me, and to my surprise, I thought from time to time I feel that I'm just talking to the uh, to the air, right? Into the social media world. But I didn't know that what I share can be impactful to a person's life. So recently, I'm happy that somebody wrote to me, who is a undergrad in school, and I don't know how he come across my videos, and he said that he really benefited from this session. In fact, he's looking to start to pursue his path to success. While being in school. And this guy really started young, and wow, such a message encouraged me significantly. So again, if you like what I'm doing for you and to the people around you, just remember to press like, subscribe, and share with friends that you think can benefit from a sharing session like this. All right, I got no personal agenda. I only want to do this to help as many people as possible. I'm in a privileged position to have discovered my path to do what I love, to be able to earn a pretty decent active income as well as a decent passive income, which are a lot of principles and strategies are not taught in school, right? So I hope through the sharing of my 2 decades of experience in my own path to create the life I desire, to help as many people as possible to also discover and develop their own unique path to wealth creation. So today's topic is about step by part one series of a few series on wealth creation. All right. So what is wealth creation? And the next thing is that if you are starting from scratch today, if you are in a credit card loan today, you have a credit card debt today, How are you going to turn your life around and to be financially free as early as possible, perhaps even in the next 10 years or less, or even 15, 20 years or less. Now, if you talk about the traditional slow and steady path to financial freedom, typically all you need to do is to make sure that you have a stable job. All right, if you can save 30% or 50% of your income, right? And if you were to learn to invest, in a basket of ETF, unit trust, mixture of I don't know, stocks here and there. If you know how to invest properly and you can buy and hold for the next 30 years, with risk management strategies like dollar cost averaging, etc. You put your eggs in different basket. As long as you can get double the rate of inflation, chances are you're going to be financially free, by the time you're 60 or 65 after working hard for 30 to 35 years. Well, this is the get rich slow process. It's almost foolproof to some extent. But you have to be a good saver. You need to be able to have at least a certain level of income, so they have the resources to pay for your livelihood. You have some spare to save and invest, right? It's just that if you get better return on your investment, you will get there faster, or you will create more wealth in your golden years. If you have a lesser return, then you either get there later, or you get a lower rate of return with a lower amount of nest egg when you retire, right? So this one, you find a financial planner who is responsible, and the person can definitely help you in this area, right? So the next thing is this, but the question is that some of you would want to get there earlier. Shh. Sorry about the disruption, okay? So that's my dog. He wants to be involved, okay? Definitely not halal for our Muslim friends. Okay, quiet, okay? Yes. So anyway, shh. So that's Benji Chan. Yes, under my same surname as me, okay? You want to see my girl? My girl is... that's my girl, Baylis. Right. Okay, let me just press the button. Right. Okay. So sorry for the disruption. There's a possibility that someone is here to collect my laundry. I'm supposed to come after 9:30. I don't know why it is so early. But nevertheless, let me continue, yeah? So today, right, I'd like to use this time to discuss with some of you, all right, and also share some of my own experience through the comments, how you intend to retire financially free earlier and faster. Okay, great. So let's go with it. Okay, I guess. Okay, now let's start with this. Okay, first thing first. Now, if you ask me about wealth, a lot of people ask me, Chris, how am I going to build my wealth? How do I build a accelerated financial freedom plan? All right. In general, there are 4 parts to wealth creation. You might want to write this down. 4 parts to wealth creation, right? Part 1 is you must have the ability to earn money. You must have the ability to earn money, all right? The truth is this: if you're unable to earn a decent income, if your income is not stable, it's very difficult to save. All right, and expenses are not low in countries like Singapore. Even in Malaysia, if you go to somewhere like KL, Kuala Lumpur, which is the capital, expenses are not little. All right, you realize that a cup of Starbucks in Kuala Lumpur is like 18 ringgit. It's the same price as Singapore at $6. Right, so it's really it's really not easy, right? If you don't have a good income, it's very hard to have a good quality of life, and it's not easy. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's really not easy to accumulate wealth. All right. So first of all, you must be able to secure a decent level of income. All right. Second thing, once you have secured the level of income, the next thing is this: no matter how much you earn, if at the end of the day you cannot save, guess what? You are not going to be able to build up your capital to invest. Okay, remember some of my past episode, I mentioned that average people, they sell time for money. They use their labor, all right, to create income, right? Whereas for those who are successful, those who are enlightened entrepreneurs or investors, they focus on using their time to build assets rather than using their labor in exchange for income. So they use their time to build assets, so that assets either they can grow their wealth through a capital gain or through the building of passive income or recurring income from the assets they build. For a quick example, now imagine you're a startup of a tech company. All right, when you're able to grow the company, the valuation of the company will increase. So there's someone like Grab. So Grab started with My Taxi, other that become My Taxi, other become Grab Taxi, other become Grab. You know what I mean? So as the number of users increases, as the number of round of funding keep coming in, right? So in every series of funding, the valuation of the company goes up. So let me put it plainly, right? Average people sell time to make businesses rich, to make the company rich, to make their employers rich. All right. But guess what? Businesses, right? Then entrepreneurs who or white collar professionals, when they invest the money to buy stocks and shares, through this process they can become millionaire, even multi-millionaire. But in order for a person to become a in excess of 50, 100 million net worth, or even in the area of billionaires, these people, they don't buy stocks. They don't just buy stocks and shares, all right, or company or properties. They create properties. They create stocks for people to buy. People like Microsoft, Jack Ma, Alibaba, Virgin Group, etc. They create companies. They create assets for people to buy. All right. So we all have different path to wealth. So in general, the enlightened investors, the enlightened entrepreneurs focus on building assets. All right. So take note of that. So coming back, right? You can work as hard as you can. Some of you, not everyone is suitable to be an entrepreneur. All right, there are people who are extremely good as an employee, but guess what? So as an employee, to me, if you are using your time to earn in exchange for income, if you cannot save money at the end of the day, to me, you're technically working for free. You're right, you're technically working for free. Why? Because the purpose of work, apart from enjoying your work, is really to build wealth. So at the end of the day, you don't build wealth, then you will never be financially free. You will never be able to do the things you want anytime you want, wherever you want. All right. So it's very important to be able to have a surplus in your cash flow. So in simplicity, right? Company has P&L, profit and loss. So end of the day, if there's no net profit, the company is not profitable. Similarly, as an employee, your income is like your gross profit, right? Your expenses is like your losses, P&L, same thing. End of the day, if you don't have surplus, you technically work for free. You are not profitable. So my encouragement to you, if you are single, you aim to save at least 50% of income. All right. If you can't even save when you are single, how can you be able to save when you are married with kids? And when you have to take care of your parents, and we have a helper at home, when you buy your car and you buy your home, expenses just going to go higher and higher as you increase your liability and responsibility. So develop the habits of saving as early as possible. By end of the day, you can save all you want, all right? But if you cannot learn how to grow your money through proper investing, all right, inflation will eat away the buying power of your hard-earned cash. So if you go online and do some search, from say billionaire fund manager investor Ray Dalio, he'll tell you cash is trash. Why? Because the government can print unlimited amount of cash. So the more money they print, the lower the value of the currency, the dollar. All right. So assuming if the inflation is growing at 3-5% a year, all right, that means you're losing 3 to 5% of buying power in your money. and this get compounded over the years. So after 10 years, for example, all right, the same bottle of mineral water, right? It used to cost $1 or $2. After 10 years, it increases by 50%. That means the same $1 can only buy you less than one bottle, a three-quarter of a bottle or two-thirds of a bottle of water. All right, so your buying power get lesser and lesser. So it's very important for you to at least hedge against inflation. If you want to grow your wealth, you must learn how to grow at least at double or triple the rate of inflation. Okay, so which we'll explore as we move along. All right, that's why sometimes I'll invite some of my friends who are highly successful investors to come in to share with you their expertise on how they create their wealth through properties, through forex, through stock investing, through creating and selling a business, etc., etc. Right? So I've got a series of speakers that I've invited to share more with you. So you please stay a close look to all the upcoming episodes that we have. Okay, so today, right, let's finish it up with this, right? So first, you to be able to earn a good income. Second, you must be able to save. All right, aim to save at least 30 to 50% of your income. All right, especially in the foundation period of the year, your career. So once you have developed a good habit, the next thing is to develop your abilities, to develop your knowledge, your education on investing, how to grow your money. And finally, number four, you can grow all the wealth you want, but if you do not know how to protect your wealth, you do not know how to ring fence and secure your wealth, all it takes is one crisis, one mistake, one bad investment for you to lose everything, or one scam to lose it all, right? So it's really important to know how to safeguard your wealth as well. So let me repeat again. You must learn how to earn money. You must learn how to save money. You must learn how to grow your money. You must learn how to protect your money. 4 areas. If somebody can type it out in the comments, that'll be really awesome, right? Great. Let me continue. All right. So now let's talk about this step by step, right? So let's talk about earning money first. Okay. So today I'll focus a bit more on earning money. So now, how can you earn more money? Whether you are a self-employed or if you are an employee. Now, okay. So very simply, now let's start with self-employed first, Ken. Self-employed, okay. So today, right? Remember, we are in the eyeball economy. We are in attention, where attention is worth money, right? So we are in, to me, an edutainment era, right? With the more eyeballs just going on the mobile phone, right? The ability to capture this eyeball equal to money. The ability to build a personal brand, learning how to monetize your personal brand is also worth money to you. So I give an example, okay? So if you ask me one important skill to have, right? I said in my previous episode, it's important to have a good general skills, but one vertical area of specialization. So let me elaborate that a bit, okay? So first of all, okay, I urge everyone who's watching this, right, whether you are self-employed, you are an employee, all right, be the CEO of your wealth, be the CEO of your career. Do not see yourself as an employee, see yourself as a CEO of your career. You choose to partner your employer, all right, to devote your skills, your expertise in exchange for a fair reward, monetary reward. All right. So very, very importantly, right, as an employee, who you park your talent with is key. You can be as capable as you want, but if you park your talent with a company that cannot pay you, they cannot groom you, they cannot grow you, and you're not going to have a great future. You're not going to have a good income. And second thing, all right, end of the day, you can devote your expertise to a company, to a boss that you respect, to a leader. The question is, will this leader, will this company take care of you, allow you to jointly enjoy the fruit of your combined labor? All right. If example, if a company is going to be listed on a stock exchange, your boss is going to be extremely rich, right? As a result of the increase in his wealth. End of the day, do you get to partake in this person's in this journey of wealth creation and wealth explosion? All right, definitely be fair. If your boss is paying you salary, if your boss is investing his hard money into the venture, he's the one with the vision, he's the one that put things together, he's the one who make things happen. It's only reasonable he get the biggest uh, bite of the pie, right? It's only fair. He took all the risk, right? But as a key contributor to that dream, to that vision, shouldn't you be rewarded accordingly, right? Compared to a typical employment. If your boss takes care of your future, then let me tell you, you have a good boss, you have a good leader to follow. Stay loyal to this person, because if not everybody can be a number one, but you can be a very strong supporting number two, number three, number four. You can be the pioneer group of a team player, and you can also have a cut of the spoil. Let me give an example. For example, I use Alibaba, right? Jack Ma, there's a very classic story, right? One of Jack Ma's receptionists was given 0.2% of the share of the company. 0.2%. 0.2% seem very insignificant. So she has been staying loyal to Jack Ma for more than 10 years. So every other year she'll ask Jack Ma, are we going listing? He said, 就快了, soon, soon. All right. But did he go listing? No. Finally, a few years ago, when Alibaba decided to list on the stock exchange, all right, to cut the story short, that 0.2% equity which the receptionist owned was worth more than 60 million. And if she has held on to it, I think it will be worth way more than that right now. So did she join the right boss? Absolutely. Does it mean she has 60 million worth of capability? Answer is no. But she's definitely way more wealthy than me and a lot of my friends combined. Why? She simply followed the right boss. She followed the right company with the right business model, right? Again, to some extent, it's the 天时地利人和. What does that mean? The right place at the right time. All right, but you got to be careful with where you plant your talent and where you contribute your expertise. Okay, so follow the right boss is key as an employee. All right, it's really important. Okay, so number one, do you trust the character of your leader? Do you trust his capability to make things happen? Do you trust that he has the capacity to go through stress, go through challenges after challenges without giving up, without losing hope, without losing heart, right? So if this person has the character, the capability, as well as the capacity to put the team through, all right, he may go through temporary setbacks, but eventually this person will be successful given time. All right. So this is the first thing you need to take note of. Second thing, once you buy the leadership, the next thing is, do you buy the business model? Do you see potential in the business model? Does it have a strong moat? It has a high barrier to entry. Is that the right business trend? For example, right now people are looking to AI, big data, all right, fintech, and things like this. In 10 years ago, people were talking about e-commerce. Moving forward, people look into edu tech. So right now, the tech space is the hottest theme, right? So you can follow a boss that's very kind, but he's still in the traditional business. For example, let's say he's selling cassette tape or CD. Who's gonna buy CD and cassette tape these days? So while the boss can be a great person to work with, but the business model is not up to date for the business value to go up the roof. And because without that, right, there's only so much growth potential the company can have to reward your boss and reward you. Am I making sense? Right? So joining the right boss is one thing. Joining the right company in the right business with the right business model in the right business trend is equally important. Because when you're in an uptrend, right, you don't have to be very talented to make very good money. But when you are in a downtrend of a business, you have to be super talented just to survive. So understanding business trend is also very important based on the industry you are going into. Am I making sense? If I'm making sense, please give me some comment. All right. Right. Thank you for, I don't know who's the one that type in the earn money, save money, grow money, protect money, but thank you for typing in. I really thank you for that. I love interaction because it make my life less boring. All right, and it is indication to me that whatever I'm saying is making sense to you. Okay, so I'll talk about employee first. Yeah, nothing wrong being an employee. All right, if you're someone responsible, you're someone who's willing to contribute, make sure you plant your talent with the right boss, with the right business model. Okay, I hope you're learning from something from there. And make sure that the compensation model justify your loyalty with the company for the next 3-5 years. Okay, so for example, okay, I'm not going to mention name or company. So for example, like when some of my friends join certain tech company, okay lah, for example like Airbnb lah or Facebook lah, etc., etc. They are actually, apart from the salary, they're actually given stock option. They're given ESOP. What's ESOP? Employee stock option program. So where while they contribute to the company, if they stay loyal to the company for at least a certain period, a vesting period, they get to when the value of the stock go up because of the company doing really well, they could get to partake in part of their benefit. And don't be surprised, apart from the salary, those stock option can be worth tens of thousands in USD, if not even in hundreds of thousands of USD. Right? So is there anything worse than employment, self-employment? Not necessary. All right, a person can be running a mom and pop shop, a provision shop in a corner, and the person will never see this kind of wealth in their entire life, right? So employment is not self-employment or entrepreneurship is not the only way to create wealth. All right, I got many of my sisters, my relative and friends. They make excellent employees. All right, some people, they are just not suitable to be entrepreneurs. They are better off as employees. So you got to be clear with that and be comfortable in your skin. All right, so let's talk about but having said that, right? So whether you are self-employed or an employee, I want to suggest one thing. All right, apart from the vertical expertise that you have, example, you are good in accounting, you are good in cooking, you are good in engineering, I encourage you to also have a broadened set of skills, especially in the area of branding yourself, all right, and increasing your visibility in the marketplace. Okay, let me put it that way. The wider your network, the better your reputation, the more secure your future will be. Okay, now I remember seeing this advertisement by Andy Lau. Andy Lau is one of my favorite actor from Hong Kong, right? Good looking, great character, super good reputation. No bad reputation about him. Despite him being good, very good looking, he's a devoted husband. He's a respectable figure in the entertainment world, which is a very colorful world, right? So very good reputation all these decades, right? 3 decades easily, right? So he was what you call it, the marketing this brand called Soviet Titus, right? So one of the punchline in Chinese say this, something like this: 怀才不遇是你的错. So what does it mean? That means like if people do not recognize your talent, it is your fault or it's your responsibility, right? So guess what, my friends? Many of you are so devoted in your work, all right? Then you are good in your work. But guess what, my friends? Who knows? Hopefully your bosses know. If your top bosses don't know, then guess what? They only recognize your immediate boss, but not you. So I'm not asking you to go out there and take a loud hailer and try to take credit for your work. That is also quite distasteful. All right, but you need to learn how to have visibility, let people know about the good work you do, and build a good reputation with the colleagues around you, with the directors, with the board of directors, and also people in the industry. In case, guess what? In case that your company doesn't honor your talent, no problem. If enough people out there know about your capability, know about your track record and contribution, guess what? You are going to be headhunted. You will never have to write another resume in your life. All right. So I hate writing resume. I've only written one resume in my life. Okay. I decided that I'll never want to write resume in my life ever. And in order for you to do that, you must have a wide network for people to know about you. You must have a good reputation so people know that you're capable. All right, very simple. All right, my suggestion to you is this: if you're an employee, do not jump around uh, all the time, but rather, at least devote 3-5 years in every career, in every role, and build success track record. My friend, don't jump from job to job. Build track record after track record. It is your track record that makes you valuable, my friends, not just you doing an okay job. All right, many people are doing an okay enough job not to get fired, but they don't build enough track record to be hired. Am I making sense? Right. So build track record. Okay. Similarly, for self-employed, same thing. Many of you know that I came from the financial planning industry. Before I retired, I was running a relatively successful advisory group. I dare say that is with 80 associates and partners generating a 8-figure revenue. We are definitely the top 1 percentile in the financial planning advisory business, right? So, and my successor are doing an even better job than me, with whom I'm very grateful to and I'm very proud of, right? So, end of the day, my friend, you must build track record after track record. All right, don't jump from insurance after 2-3 years you don't do well, jump to property after 2-3 years you don't do well, go and do some forex trading, after that go and do e-commerce, drop shipping, after that go and try out MLM. You know what, you're not going to amount to any greatness by jumping around. All right, remember this: every job you do is an opportunity to create your track record. People are not paying for nowadays, employers are not paying for qualification, they are paying for results. They're paying for ability to create results. So you must demonstrate your ability to create results. All right, and you want to make sure your results are visible. All right. So, example, building a solid LinkedIn profile can help you become noticeable and hireable. Becoming a thought leader in your space, all right, by having frequent content on your LinkedIn can help you create visibility to the people around you. Go for industry networking. Go for business owner networking. That way, the more business owner get to know you, the more hireable you will be. Right? Am I making sense? Yeah, Chinese they're saying 东家不打西家, right? But provided 西家 knows you, know, that means provided you can find another job, provided enough people know you, trust you enough to offer you a job. Okay, so I hope I'm making sense so far. Yeah, so remember this, as a self-employed. Okay, now back to self-employed. Yeah, self-employed now. The challenge for most self-employed is this: it's very difficult for most self-employed to save because it's a it is not easy to save and invest when your income fluctuates. So this is my suggestion for friends who are self-employed. If you're in property industry, you are in the insurance industry, all right, or you're running your own small business where you don't take a fixed salary. So take note of that, okay? Do not see your commission, do not see your profit as your income. You will see it as your revenue. You're going to see it as your gross profit. My suggestion to you is, once your business stabilizes, force yourself to take a certain fixed income from your company. So, for example, right? So, since I train a lot of financial planners and insurance advisor in the industry, right? So many of them can easily make 10,000, 20,000, even 50,000 commission a month, right? Which is considered a very good income. But bear in mind, that is gross, right? So my encouragement to them is to take 30%, 50% of the revenue as an income, all right, and retain everything, right, that's net into the company, because you need to have money in the company to hire staff, to hire talent, to invest in marketing, to invest in education. All right, many of them, right, they treat their commission as their own income. As a result, they will spend as much as they can. They will buy branded goods, etc. As a result, when the commission drop, when the economy is bad, they suffer tremendously, because all this while they've been enjoying their life, drinking good wine, buying branded bags, having a luxurious car, etc. So when the income drop, they become very emotionally unstable and mentally stressed, right? So develop very good habit, right? Do not treat your business like an ATM. treat your business as a business. When you plan the business, you think like an entrepreneur. When you plan your income, you think like an employee. Okay, you work like an employee. You take a fixed pay. I also take a fixed pay from my own business. No matter how much money I make for the company, I take a fixed pay. I pay myself CPF, I pay my income tax, right? But of course, at the end of the year, based on the net profit of the company, I can choose to declare certain dividend or, things like this. All right. So my friends, so take note of this. Don't, even if you work as a self-employed, treat your trade as a business. Keep 2 sets of financial statements. One is the business financial statement. You pay yourself a salary, and from the salary, you pay for your insurance, your bills, your maid, your home installment, your car installment, etc., etc., etc. Correct? 2 sets of financial statement. One is the business financial statement. One is the personal financial statement. All right. By having this kind of discipline, it will ensure whether you are self-employed or employee, you will be able to earn a good income and ability to save money. I think that's really important. Okay, the advantage that a self-employed or entrepreneur will have versus an employee is that you build business assets along with personal assets. For employees, typical employees, unfortunately, you can only build personal assets. Unless, like what I said earlier, you choose to work in a business, choose to follow a boss where you partake in a profit share or you partake in the part of equity shares of the company. So when the company is sold or the company pay dividend, you get to partake part of that harvest. All right, the fruit of the labor. On that basis, I call this an intrapreneur. That means you are an employee by status, but you work and you work like an entrepreneur and you are rewarded like a co-owner of the business. Okay, so it's really, very important. Your choice of career determines your income ability. All right. And if you want to get higher pay, make sure that you have visibility, you have good network, people knows you for your reputation, and don't forget to build track record, as I said earlier. Okay. So far, my friends, I've spent time talking about the ability to earn income and save money. All right. So saving money, my friends. Now there's a golden saying: say, pay yourself first. So how do you pay yourself first, right? Chances are the moment when money comes in, right, almost instantly the money start flowing out to installments here, PUB, it's a P, do you see PUB these days? Singapore Powers, utility bills, handphone bills. Technically, the moment money comes in, right, it goes to everyone else. All right, so how can you pay yourself first, my friends? One very good practice that I acknowledge is, right, the moment the money comes in, it comes to one bank account. So even though you are an employee taking a fixed pay, guess what? My suggestion to you is this: from this fixed account, you treat it as your business account, okay? You pay yourself a salary to pay for all your other bills. So you have a retained income in that first account. You have 2 accounts. Alternatively, what you can do is, when the moment your money comes in, you immediately gyro it or you immediately transfer money on the same day out to a financial freedom account. Right, so keep a financial freedom account. That's where you invest in property, where you invest in stocks, etc. I was recently I updated my skill set in option. I always talk about option trading. Technically, we don't trade option, but rather we use option as a derivative to enhance our return and minimize our risk. Right. So there's one of the trainer who shared his approach. Right. He always invests. He always save this year. He saved this year's income to be deployed next year as his capital. So he turns his current income, his saving, into his capital for next year's investment. I kind of like the idea. All right, it's pretty interesting. Okay, you can give it a thought. By the way, there are a lot of value investors that I know in their 20s. They have already amassed 500,000, 1 million, despite of them not earning high income. Many of them don't even earn 10,000 a month, yet they can become a millionaire, 500,000 in net asset. Why? Because they learn how to become good investor and they are extremely thrifty. All right. So I find that value investors tend to be extremely thrifty. That's something I realized, right? And I love mixing with value investor. Okay, they may appear boring. Everything go with fundamentals, right? Okay, they have very strong principles, but guess what? because of that, that's why they are able to amass wealth, right? Samantha has a question right now. Do you do your own investment or do you engage relationship managers to do for you? This is a very good question. We have time to explore this in a future episode one, wealth creation portion. All right. I'll cover that very shortly, Samantha. So before I continue, just remember this. You can't look into investing when you don't even have your emergency fund. You can't look into investing when you don't have a capital to invest. All right. So very importantly, all right, before you invest, right, take note. Okay, develop very good money management habit. Develop very good saving habits, and that's the rock foundation of your wealth creation. All right. Without that, right, it's very difficult to create wealth. Okay. And also one more thing. Before you invest in your ability to invest. All right. Do not treat investment as a speculation. Do not treat investment as a game or a stroke of luck. All right. Investment is a skill. It requires mastery. It's just like learning how to play tennis, how to play golf, how to drive. It requires hours after hours of training. All right. Some people talk about the 10,000-hour rule. All right, to become an expert in something. But I also believe in the 1,000-hour rule. By dedicating 1,000 hours into something, you become relatively good at it. All right. So clock your 1,000 hour first. Make sure you devour knowledge like reading books and watching YouTube. Taking online courses are the cheapest way to acquire knowledge. All right. Once you have achieved a certain level of foundational knowledge, that's where you can ask meaningful questions. That's where when you talk to a mentor, you can leverage on a mentor because, imagine I put Warren Buffett with you. You happen to pay 1.8 million USD to his charity foundation, for him to have 1 hour lunch with you. But my question to you, what kind of question would you ask Warren Buffett? Which stock to buy? All right, it's not going to work. You see, you will not be able to tap on his wisdom when you don't have the foundational knowledge. So it's very important for you to have a foundation knowledge. And second thing, in wealth creation, at different stage of your financial literacy, at different stage of your life, you will need different mentor, different coaches. Okay? So Samantha's question, let me answer this right now. Do I do my own investment or engage relationship manager? Now, to put this in perspective, I've been learning property investing, stock investing, options. I've been learning about I've been doing this. And I'm financially trained. I know I studied those certified financial planning modules, right? I didn't complete it, but I finished the 5 modules. I've been in the financial planning industry for a long time. I read hundreds of books, right? And I mix with friends who are highly successful in investing. So do I do my own investment? The answer is yes. All right, you can watch one of the previous video which I did with Derek. He is an active investor. He is an active trader. I'm a passive investor. That means I'm the kind that I do research once. I buy the stocks, I buy the REITs, or buy a property. I let it hold. I don't look at it anymore. All right, unless there's some changes in the management, there's some changes in the business trend, there's some changes in the major. I would say macro factors. So that's where I would make some changes. If not, I'm the kind, you can call me a lazy investor. Once I'm extremely hardworking when I do my research. But once I identify undervalued stocks, undervalued property, I'll buy very quickly and I'll hold it. I'm fast to taking action. I'm extremely hardworking in doing research. Okay, but I'm very slow to changing my mind when it comes to investment. Okay, so I do not use any relationship manager, but I personally have someone who is very good in insurance to take care of my own insurance. Even though I'm considered an expert in the area of life insurance because I no longer I retired. I no longer have a license to practice, so I hire a professional to help me manage my insurance. Other than that, I manage my own investment. And having said that, I also surround myself with people who are smarter than me. As I talk to them, as I cycle with some of my friends who are very good investors, and we exchange pointers. All right, like this morning I was asking my friend about a property in Oxley Hub, right? And this person will share with me his real experience. I deal with people who are no nonsense. There's no vested interest in it, so we exchange notes. From time to time, we'll talk about which are the stocks that's undervalued and why is it undervalued, right? Is it based on the price to book? value play? Is it based on the PEG? Based on a growth play? All right, things like this based on income play, dividend, right? So we discuss stuff like this. All right, rather than gossiping and chit chatting, talk about old days, complain about government and things like that. We don't waste time on that. We communicate things that are constructive, that's meaningful, that contributes to our life and those around us. Yep. Yep. Okay, I'll leave this time more for Q&A. Samantha has another question. I don't know. Have we met before, Samantha? Right. Yeah, let me know if how are we acquainted? How are we acquainted? Okay, how do you get to know about this channel? I mentioned about investing in the business, right? What's a good percentage of revenue to allocate back to the business? Okay. Again, there's no hard and fast rule. Let me put it that way. If a person is self-employed, he's only making 10,000 a month right now. To have a decent living, he has to take home at least 3,000 a month, 4,000 a month, depending on whether he's single or married. You know what I mean? So there's only so much you can scream and save on, right? So you have to take care of your basic living. That will be your salary. Everything else, as much as possible, it should be retained in the company for expansion, for hiring of staff, for marketing, etc. So now in this case, it might be 40-50% of your income. If you're making 5K, you need to spend 4K at home. You probably have to take 80% of your company revenue, so-called revenue, as an income, or rather your gross profit. But as you grow your revenue, say from 6-figure a year, you grow to 7-figure, you're making $1 million a year now, or making 1.2 million, 100K a month now. Are you going to take 50,000 as salary? No way. You're crazy, right? So you probably still pay yourself like 10,000, 15,000, which is 10 to 15% of your gross profit. And you probably have to allocate another 3 to 5% into into rental. You may allocate 10-15% on headcount, depending on what kind of business you're in. You're gonna allocate maybe another 2-3%, 3-4% on marketing, what have not, So you gotta factor all this in, yeah. Right. So again, you want to keep your cost to the leanest possible, hire good staff and put as much money back in the business as possible. Now, whether to allocate into expanding your product line or marketing, there's another whole thing, separate thing altogether. The one require a detailed study into your business model and etc. Okay, so thank you. I don't know who is the Facebook user. You're so kind. You've been typing out some of the key punchline, and you mentioned about whatever I share is of value to you. Thank you very much. Now, again, if you like what I share so far, please remember to share with your friends, all right, and stay tuned with the series, because next series I'll be talking about all the different paths to wealth creation. Is property for you? Is stocks for you? Is forex for you? Is and who do you want to work with? Things like this. I would love to explore all the different paths of wealth with you. And the next question is, Chris, is trading suitable for me based on my personality, based on what I want to achieve, based on my time commitment, based on my family status? So I think as a friend, I'll be happy to share my point of view. All right. Yeah. So after all, I believe everybody deserves to be financially free. Everybody can be a millionaire. Everybody must minimum be a millionaire, regardless whether in Malaysia, in ringgit, or in Singapore, in Sing dollar. Okay, don't think of ringgit or Sing dollar, just think in USD. Okay, we all must be millionaires. All right, we want to have passive income. All right, and I'll walk you through that journey. I'll share my own experience. I'll bring people in who I trust, whom I know have real track record, to share with you their insights and their real experience, so that you too can accelerate, your path to get there. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll look forward to help more of you in the journey, and please share your experience and insights as well in the upcoming episode. All right, and if there's any topic that you'd like to hear, click in the comment below so that I can customize some of my upcoming episodes, the content to suit you and the friends that matter to you, so that you can watch as well. If you can have a watch party in the future, that will even be more awesome. All right, if there's anything I can help you, let me know, PM me. I'll do my best to support you in no matter how busy I am. Ken? All right, once again, my friends, thank you very much. Please remember to give me a thumbs up, give me your love. All right, and remember to share with your friends. All right, have a wonderful day, and enjoy your time, yourself and your family. All right, see you next Tuesday, 8:30 with love. Okay, Love. In the past, it's like that. Love. All right. Take care. Bless you. Bye bye.